recording. Okay. Wow, this is interesting. All right, so it says we're live, it says we're recording. So I'm going to start what is this? We have a guest. How exciting. She is connecting with audio. Hi, Batool. Hi.
Hi, Mr. Batool.
How are you?
I'm fine. You tell me. I hope I'm not too late.
No, I just am putting it up live. It says it's live, but on my computer, the little thing is going round and round. So I don't know. I was checking out Facebook earlier and was having trouble. So I wasn't sure. And I'm still not sure if it's live.
It comes. Later on, I always see it. It comes on the
Oh, okay. Facebook. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
So what's the plan for today?
Well, I was just going to start the introductory video. I mean, slideshow. And since you're here, I was going to do a short version of it, the old short version, instead of the longer version. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then after that, maybe I can share some of the new things that are happening, and we can talk about things like that.
Yes. Fine.
Okay. Then I will do a screen share. And let's see. I had some pages up just in case something happened and you couldn't come. Okay. Optimize. Okay. One thing that has happened since you last were on is I decided to combine both of the shows that I've done, the Karen Ryce's Family Zoom Station and Raising Happy Kids. So now I've changed the name a little bit. And I've put the actual, well, hopefully actual episode number, because the other way, and I haven't yet figured out how to move this little toolbar. So, okay. Welcome to Karen Ryce's Raising Happy Kids Zoom show, episode 73, Sharing the One Rule. During this 1-hour Zoom show, I focus on sharing tips and lessons on the one rule to raising happy kids. Each episode has at least one example of the one rule in action, demonstrating how it helps you raise a happy child. Then, when we have guests, we have Q&A and discussion. When I talk about raising happy kids or creating harmony with kids, I bring up the one rule. The one rule equals agreement. Agreement equals harmony. Using the one rule means you find agreement, that's the rule. You find a solution that everyone likes. You've found agreement. You've found harmony. Oh dear. Knowing and following the one rule is all you really need to create harmony between you and your kids. In any situation where there are differences that might lead to conflict between you and your kids, use the one rule. I learned this strategy from 3-year-old children. I was teaching them a complex conflict resolution strategy, actually intended for adults, and they taught me this. So don't think you're in for a rough time. It's simple, it's easy, it's powerful and effective. It works if you use it. I am glad you are here. Okay. Okay. Oh dear.
Whatever.
Oh, there's a little message on my screen. Okay, hopefully it will not interfere with what we're doing. Yes?
No, I can't see anything on the screen.
Okay. Yeah, that's because I'm not sharing the screen. So, well, there are several new things. One of them, even just last night. I'll start with the oldest new thing, and anyway, it's something you and I talked about quite some time ago, and it's when we were talking about sharing this more widely. And I told you that there was a person who has been working with young people for a long time. And yeah, well, I finally contacted him. In fact, he is scheduled to be on next week. Yeah, and he has, he really, he thinks we should be working together, and he likes this as a forum for us to share thoughts and actions and whatever. We've had a couple of conversations. He right now is in the process of launching, I think, 5 different programs with 120 different schools.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's super busy, and that's why we actually scheduled him in, because that's the only way he can do it. He can't just casually come on.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted you to know that's something that's in the works.
And what about that invitation which you got from the Women Federation? You told me last time about that invitation from the Women Federation, that the book you have, I think the one rule you showed them. I remember something.
Yes, well, okay, connected with the Women's Federation, because Sarah that's, she is, she's in charge of it in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
But Leslie, I met Leslie through the Women's Federation when I was doing workshops for them.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, she got asked to be the head of the Universal Peace Federation in Las Vegas. And now I think she also oversees the Southwest
Mm-hmm.
for that organization. Anyway, um, what I got to meet at, I got to meet at an event that was put on here for Leslie and her husband who went to heaven. I got to meet the head of the Universal Peace Federation. And this is the organization that is, that I'm an ambassador for peace at a community kind of entry level, because there are also people who are, I think they're like 5,000 ambassadors for peace at the governmental level. Some of them are heads of governments in the world. And both these organizations, the Women's Federation and the Universal Peace Federation, are in like 130 different countries or something. They have chapters and they do things. They're very active in the world. Anyway, so I got to meet the man who is the head of the Universal Peace Federation International, and also for North America. And he says we're partners because Leslie talked with him about my work and about, happy kids and harmony with kids and things. And so I don't know what form this is going to take, but that's the situation right now with them. And they both gave me, endorsements that I can put on, that I already have put up on my new website. So
That's nice. That's really very nice.
yeah,
And about the magazine, the article, did you publish the other one?
the fifth one, no, I haven't done it yet. It's I just put the other 4 right now. I put them up on the new website in the members area. And I've given thought to it, but I haven't actually put it together. In my mind, I've started putting it together, but that's as far as I've gotten. I have what I have from you and an article from Lisa, who's been submitting articles to put in. Anyway, my plan for the magazine has been to put them up. There are a number of sites where you can upload magazines. And so I'm planning to do that.
Very nice. I
Yeah.
was thinking that in the like when we do this show, and sometimes we can talk about the cases which we discuss as a case study. What do you think about it?
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Like, for example, the situation if, like, whatever we share together, me, you, and other members over here, they come and discuss. So we can consider that as a case study. Like we
Ah,
are yeah, like like you do that, this is the case, so we are working to resolve it, come to it. Just it came in my mind, so many things were there, Miss Karen, but some all the things are not coming at that moment right now. But
yeah.
I had a thing that, as a case study, for example, if we come to hear about a child who is not listening or behaving with his parents, so that is considered as a case study. In which way? So we can ask the parents to tell us how much improvement have you seen once you have started following the one rule. And whatever is coming to us, if no need that we should write it, we can record it as a case study.
Yeah.
And as yes. So because when we record the feelings, the talk, the expressions can be recorded, and the parents can listen. Like last time we discussed, I remember that we can make the parents who knows about one rule and who do now not know about it together sit and talk to each other, convince each other. So because there's always a thing which is called solution, and again this is what the one rule is all about:
Yeah. Yeah.
harmony, peace, and solution.
Right.
So I was just thinking, if, for example, we have discussed so many things so far from the beginning, there's so many cases we have, talked about,
Yeah.
discussed. Those also cases. Sometimes we can watch our old recordings also, and see that this is the case number one or case number two, and this is how it is.
Yeah.
Something that is as a record for your this one rule cases, working on it as a
Right.
result,
Yeah.
that you have been working so long and you have answered so many queries. That's basically you're solving the cases.
Right. True.
Yeah, you are solving the
Interesting.
cases through
Right. Yeah.
one
Even
rule.
one time, Brian was on, um,
Yes.
and he had a case to deal with, and we did a
Yeah.
session and solved it. So
Yeah. See a success, like and then we can even, maybe others might also contact us then, listening that here, because I believe sometimes parents, if they can contact us, and if they don't want to show their name, they can be anonymous, and we can just
yes,
put the case and discuss.
yes, they can.
They can turn off
That's one
their
thing
they can
I've
turn off
never
their
said, that
hmm
that people don't have to appear live, because some, like you say, some people may not feel comfortable doing that.
yeah.
Um,
So they can find another way. They can turn off their webcams even. With an
right,
anonymous name they can come if they want to take part and do not reveal their identity, or just
right,
give us a message. We can show it on the screen, the message with anonymous. This is the case.
right. Yeah, yeah, it's a good idea. Um, okay, another thing that has happened, um, is yesterday I had, this was in the morning, I had a session because I'm starting an affiliate program,
hmm
and I'm going to be connecting, um, well, with, I'm thinking, because I mentioned to Sarah that I'm doing this, and she really liked the idea that it might be a way to get, uh, a different kind of funding to the
Okay.
Women's Federation, and also to the Universal Peace Federation, because they're both nonprofits. But I'm also planning to contact preschools and daycares and offer it to them, because a lot of them have lost a lot of money during this whole pandemic, because they couldn't have students, they couldn't have children that they were caring for. And not only that, because they have such a large base of people, not just the people that have their children in the preschools or daycares now, and it could also be private schools. Okay, but they have past people, because the one rule works even, it can even work with people who have adult children. You can find harmony with them, even if you have not been able to in the past. With the one rule, you can do it. So these people who have these kinds of businesses have access to a lot of people that could be helped with this. So I'm in the process of putting this affiliate program together. The other thing I wanted to share with you is the newest thing. And this I did last night. I contacted the woman who is now the administrator for the school that I helped found. Well, I helped found the children's house part of it, and she oversees the whole nonprofit organization, which is the preschool, the elementary, and a community community service organization. And so she and I are setting up how I can teach the children how to use the one rule. And I'm thinking after that, I can offer this affiliate program. It'll be together by then. And maybe because, well, anyway, that to reach out to the parents. And even here, there's a huge base of people who have had their children at beginnings. And so anyway, this is where my focus is going these days, is to expand this out to groups of people. So
Yeah, this is very nice, Miss Karen. This is really very nice. And from the
also,
preschool, it will reach to the parents. Yes, definitely
yeah,
it will.
yeah. Also, I want to do what you mentioned. And also, Kimio had this same idea when she was still the director, I guess, of the Women's Federation here in Las Vegas. And that was to go to the religious organizations, to go to the churches and
Yes,
whatever other ones, you know?
yeah. Because
So,
people listen to these people, the preachers,
yes,
and not only that, and because we are doing something which I believe every religion will agree with us, because this
right.
is about harmony. This is about talking about the rights of the children, for the children, And not only that, it speaks about everyone. It's
Yes.
not, it's like it's not showing any discrimination. It's talking about one rule. Whatever the
Right.
father is thinking, the mother is thinking, the child is thinking,
Right.
grandfather is thinking, family friend is thinking. Like you all are, whoever is in it have to agree with something. This
Right.
is how only peace can, come in a society. So it is very nice. And I believe if it goes to the churches, that they can show some plays little for the interest, because for the children, they have to understand. Sometimes they don't understand high words, vocab, or whatever we speak in religious places when the sermons are giving on or speeches. Children, they don't understand everything easily. But one rule is something, when you're talking about them, then listen to your children. What they want, they will definitely listen. Because they will listen that how to convince their parents also, how
Right.
to talk to their parents also. It's not only we are teaching the parents to deal the kids, we're even teaching the children
Yes.
how to talk about their things. We are not like sometimes people might think that we are just telling the parents. No, we are telling both of the categories, whether the
Right.
children with the parents, to respect each other's views.
Right.
This is, yeah, if a child is saying something which I believe is impossible, still you have to respect the view. At least he
Right.
shared. He
Right.
shared thing. Possible or impossible is later on, but at least he shared whatever is in his mind. This is the time when we have to. Because what I have noticed is in my life practically, that when you give respect to the children, in return they give you respect. They
Yes.
listen to you.
That's
Even
what
though
I've
sometimes,
noticed.
yes, even though if they disagree with you at that moment, but they will never misbehave. They will listen to you. They will be standing and listening to you, because sometimes as an educator or as an adult, we also listen to them.
Right.
Children, they throw tantrums, everything, because this is part of them. After all, they're children, and we are adults. We came to that age after an experience. They are not there, so we cannot judge them through our shoes. We have to be in their shoes to judge their position. So one rule is really a beautiful, beautiful concept of peace and harmony. It's beautiful. All the world is talking about women's rights, children's rights. Talk about one rule. Everyone's rights will be here.
Right. Everyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Everyone.
we celebrate different days for Children Day. I'm not against it, but I'm just saying that different day for children, different day for grandfather, different day for father, different day for mother, different day for women's days. These days, why not one day for humanity together?
Right.
Together, where
Yeah.
every
Nice.
yes, where everyone should know that you all are equal.
Right.
Because in God's eyes, we all are equal.
Right.
He doesn't look as us as a perception of male or female. What he created us. He gives equality. So why are we showing? And the more we say separate, the more disunite we feel. Disunity is there over there. But one rule is something we celebrate, like one rule day is for everyone. Everyone, whether it's a servant, whether it's an owner, whether it's a rich man, whether it's a poor man, it's talking about all of you. It's
Right.
talking about all of you. So I really respect this one rule and I really like it. And I will, suggest that everyone should work on it, because this is only the way in a family, the family can, have peace, because there's all the time different views, but listening to each other's opinions and views is also very important.
Very. And
Yeah, hearing.
since adults are the models for the children, the adults need to do this first.
Exactly. Because if we don't listen, then who they will go to the wrong places where others will listen to
Yeah.
them, maybe misguide them.
Yeah.
So we have to listen to them no matter what. Because I have noticed when people say to the children, what stupid questions are you asking? Come on, don't ask this all the time. Nonsense. I just came from the office. I just came from my work. Please give me a break. We can talk about this later. No, no matter what. You are, giving pause to his or her imagination.
Yeah, and the thing is, like in that situation, instead of uh, saying hurtful things to the child, you
True.
could say, you know, I'm really tired. Can let me have a break. I need to rest, and then we will talk about this. Something
Yes,
like
yes,
that, you know, using the one rule, even in that situation, of finding something that works for both of them. Like if the adult can't do it, that's fine. They can't do it right now. And it's good to know that people can't always address instantly what you want. But if you work with them, you know, then after a little while, then you know, then you can talk about it.
yes. You can keep a time. Let's talk about this in the dinner together at the dinner.
Yeah,
Just 1 hour. Let's sit together and just value that thing. That
right,
yes, you have committed something. You have promised your son that you are going to listen to him.
right.
You have to listen to him, because
Yeah,
sometimes minor details become very, very important. Very
yes,
important. And people outsiders, then they take advantage. And these days, when there are so many cases related with child abuse and all, I believe we should listen to our children all the time, every
yeah,
time, no matter
yeah,
what. Even if they're making up the stories, listen to them. If they are not happy or not okay with something, for example, if they're complaining about the maid or the servant or the driver, or let's say about anyone, don't let them go there. And even if you think that it is safe but they're making up, but I believe we should be alert. Just keep
right,
an eye. Oh, we should trust our, because this is where the children learn that parents trust us.
right.
And I feel so upset, Miss Karen, when sometimes children talk to me and they tell me, no one will listen to us. My father, he won't believe me. He will believe the teacher. This is very hurting for me, that all the way the father is working day and night, all just because of your children. And now in the end, you are only listening to the educator. You're not listening to the other part of the story. If the child is, saying something, or maybe because everyone is a human, we are not angels. I can make mistakes, everyone can make mistakes.
Right. Yeah.
So we have to work on it together. And even the parents can go and talk to the educators, that we in our family uses one rule, and
Mm,
we all together talk about things. So the others people, even not the educators, everyone will get alert that this family has a unity amongst them.
right.
Nothing can be hidden. Children, they tell everything to their parents. So if anything, for God's sake, is even thinking wrong, they will not. Looking at this, that they are, because I have seen those children whose parents are active and keeping eyes on them. Those are better and safe also, because they know their parents knows everything, they're in touch. But those who do not bother to see what the children are doing or watching or whatever in their way, or no friendly relation, then those children suffer a lot. They start
Mm,
making things, making friends, going in the wrong direction, and their childhood goes away very early sometimes due to these technology
mm,
devices. Nowadays is very important. This one rule is really very important, to get to know about your children. Very important. I would have said that in the earlier times, maybe, like, if people did not know about it, still peace and unity among the families existed. But at this time, when the technology is progressing, sorry to say, it is damaging also.
Uh,
It is damaging also. So
right,
everything has bad and good and bad faces. But what your children are watching or using it, we don't know. But it's no way to take the gadget from them, snatch it, and no,
right,
no. One rule: make solutions. Give
right,
them time, give access, and talk about it. Tell them that this is the you put as a parent put things. There are many things which have been given. Like if you don't know, then learn about it. How to put parental guidance on. Some sites are there, restrictions in the computer. You can easily do that. Even monitor your the history, whatever it is, for the kids, for the safe side. But the thing is, there should always be a respect that your child should not think that you are accusing him or keeping an eye like a what do you call that like a detective on them or something. No,
right, right.
this is what I think. That
Yeah,
one rule really works, and this is very very important, that you need to convince. And I also practice one rule with my son. If he disagrees with something, we talk about it, and we
nice.
both can come to a conclusion that finally okay, then he understands, or sometimes I understand, he tries to convince me. Even if I don't use the word this is one rule, but anyways, this is one rule.
Right. Yeah, when I did this in the past with my children and with the kids that I worked with um, for many years, I didn't have the name and the concept, the one rule, but it still was the same thing.
True.
Yeah, when I've looked back at things, some of my books and the examples and things, it's all, it's still, it didn't have the name, but it's the one rule now, and I
Okay.
could see.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
nice. You are
yeah,
working. You introduce the one rule.
yeah. Well, it was one of the gifts to me. I mean, the first gift was understanding um when I had this like just like burst in me this understanding of what was wrong between the relationship between adults and children, when I saw that um that that children, I mean okay, you know this story, right? Do you know this story?
Which story?
Okay. Um, this was when my first daughter was about a year old, and
Mm-hmm.
a friend and I were in another little town nearby. I don't remember why we were there, but we were there to, oh, we noticed there was a rummage sale at a church. So we went to look at what things they had for sale. And I was looking for some clothing for my daughter. And before this, um, we had already started the Montessori school in our local town. And one of the things that had bothered me was the relationship between the parents and the children. There was a lot of friction there, and it just didn't feel good to me. But my logical mind said, well, this is the way I was raised, this is the way adults are, they treat children this way. So I was trying, in my mind, there was like a struggle. There was like, I know this is the way that adults treat children, but it doesn't feel good to me. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't understand all of this. So in this church, for some reason, I have no idea why I did this, but well, yeah, there was no logical reason to do this that I remember. But I turned over the price tag. It was maybe, 50 cents for a little shirt or something like that. And on the back of it, this was my thinking, was they had taken a poster of the Emancipation Proclamation, which is when the slaves in this country were set free. And it looked like a little piece of that. I don't know if it was, but that was what came to my mind. And all of a sudden, I thought, wow, adults are treating children like they're slaves, like they own them. In fact, legally in this country, until a child is 18, they are legally unemancipated. They are not freed. When they become, I think it's 18, then they become emancipated people. And so that's a reality. Not only that, at one point when I didn't take action on this knowledge, I did inside of myself. I knew I wanted to find some solution. But it wasn't until a little boy, I think he was around 6 years old, he was, the class was going on. This was the elementary school. The kids named it Skyfish. And so that's the name of that school, is Skyfish. And he was outside and I was outside. I think I might have been doing some administration work at that time. And he was telling me things that were going on in his family. And at one point he said, they treat me like I'm a slave. And I knew at that point, I knew I had to write this information down that I had. And then it turned into a mission and a passion and all of this stuff. So so that was one of the first gifts I was given, was this awareness. And another one is the one rule. I didn't like think up the name. I just asked a question. I asked, what is the least, because I by this time I had written this list of what I called tools, skills, and strategies to have the power of respect be a part of people's lives. And these are things that I actually used, discovered, developed. So I used them. They were like my arsenal or my tool belt or, my tool chest. And so I wrote them down one time. I was going to a Women's Federation meeting, and I wanted to, I had the list and I wrote down, anyway, it turned out there were 108 of these tools, skills, and strategies. So one night I was asking, what is the least that somebody would have to know and do in order to raise happy children? And the one rule is what came to me. And it was like, oh wow, that's all. Out of all that 108, they don't have to, nobody, you don't have to know all these things. What you need will come to you if you're using the concept of the one rule, if you're actually doing it. And so that was another of the big gifts that I feel I'm to share with everyone. So
That's very nice, Miss Karanthi. While I was listening to you, I was just thinking that there are people when who sees dents on the road and they take another turn, and there are certain people who wanted to fix that dent, you know, rather
ah,
than taking a turn, they come and fix it so that
right,
other travelers will not have that problem. So, you did the same thing, that you tried to fix it, and
right,
you are fixing it because
right,
I believe experience is what teaches us. The way I have been raised, everyone have, been, I believe, is raised is different from the way they are raising their children, because obviously time has changed, things have changed. But if we say that this is how our parents raise us and we should do the same thing, that is not the fixing.
right,
That's not the fixing.
right,
Because fixing means try to find, more space and fix those things which you as a child believed you should have got, but you didn't get. So how? And maybe at that time parents were not that much aware. I'm not saying that parenting was wrong at that time. No, I'm not saying that.
right,
But what I mean is that every time is changed. It's a saying of Hazrat Ali that every time is changed. So do not raise
right,
your children the way you have been raised. Because in my time there was not too much of this technology in this way like we have right now, talking to each
yeah,
other on Zoom. These things were not there.
no,
Awareness to the parents maybe at that time to that extent were not there. Books were the main source of
right,
reading, and it's not there. There were not people who did not know. Yes, they were, but writing was the only way of communication in which they were doing it. But now everything is visualized on audios and videos and in the media. So the time has changed and we have to move with it. We have to, with the time. So we need to raise our children. We need to give them the confidence of, growing in this world. And that is only if we listen to them.
right,
If we
yeah,
listen, they will listen to us. And I'm not saying that finish the family values in the family. No, no. Keep it up, but try to modernize it a little. Like still people wear pant shirts, but the style is different.
right,
Pant shirts were different olden times as well. Dress pants were there, but now the dress pant styles are different. Jackets, sweaters, everything existed that time also, but now there are more varieties, and people preferences have changed. Same way, the type of parenting also should be now addressed, and we should give time to our kids and work on. For example, you are doing such a great thing, and people should come, they should learn, especially when you go to the Montessori. There should be no hesitation, because there is no hesitation in asking for a medicine from the doctor. When you are sick, you go to the doctor. You tell them you have hair pain or their pain. You are not shy. You tell everything to the doctor. You listen to the doctor because you care for your body and your health. So, same way, you must care for your family also. So every solution is different. So for the parenting, you must talk, like parents should come to the counselors, they should come to you, they should read the things, access to you, whatever, and other ways of communicating, talk to the school department. And because children, obviously, I'm sure when they're going to learn, they're going to talk about it at home also. So I believe parents should listen to them. They should not just take it, oh, another lesson in school. No, no. This lesson is a life lesson and it is for your solution. So, educating is just not the theories, it's practical. It's making your son or a daughter a good, respectful citizen in the society. a good daughter, a good son, a good husband, maybe later on, a good, partner, life partner, whatever we can say. But now
Right.
is the root time. So that is, they should not let it go. They should not. They're investing a lot on their children, thinking about their future plans. First, talk about their present. What are you doing with the present right now?
Right.
There are so many solutions. You are showing the things in the Zoom shows, writing articles, creating awareness, and it's all free for them, basically, in a way that you are doing it and they are
Oh,
getting it, access to it.
I
They're
I
reading it.
yeah, I wanted to let you know, on my new website, which is
Mm-hmm,
happykidsco.org,
mm-hmm.
and I had to make a new site, so I am making it. But
Okay.
there's a lot already on there. It's uh but if you sign up with me, you get my book for free.
See, I'll
I'm
share
not
it.
I'm not selling it, okay? The
Okay.
book with the training in it is
Mm-hmm.
free now.
Wow, that's great. Why don't you share this on my page also in every child special
Okay.
with an announcement?
All right.
Because there are pupil counselors over there and educators over there, and I have seen now many from India also sharing their things, and also I think so it will be really helpful for them also to understand
Okay.
about it.
All right. Anyway, I I didn't know if I let you know this, but anyway, now I have. So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
No, no, that's very nice because I know you were working on a new site. You told me that I
Yeah.
remember, but
Yeah.
I think at that time it was not ready.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, but now it has a lot. I mean, it's actually it's very simple. I love it. Anyway, but it has access to a lot of information. Um, I have links to my blog. I have links to YouTube. Um, anyway, there's a lot of information there. So, and on the first page of it, uh, if you scroll down just a little, then you can sign up. And when you sign up, your free gift is my book with the training. So,
You can share always the link of your website when you share the link of this video on the Facebook.
all right.
So it should always be there with it. So whoever
Okay.
watches can, click on it and go to deeply in it whenever you share about any program in which you
Yeah.
can always share the website as
Okay.
as a thing which is always there coming in the end. So that will,
Okay.
represent, and parents and children and educators will easily be able to access it and always click on the website. Even in the
Okay.
show also, I believe in the beginning or in the end you can show it, this is the name of the website.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
So
that's good.
how they will, I will also share it, but this is how it will be approved also, that this is the show now, this is the show you have seen, or this is the site.
Right.
Enter,
Okay.
enter, enter into it. It was
Yeah.
such a nice feeling after a long time, Miss Karen, talking to you.
Yeah, it's good. This is
And I'm
good.
so glad to hear about the progress of one rule, because it's
Yeah.
very nice. And I really pray that it should spread in the world. Peace.
Yeah.
One
Well,
rule is what peace is spreading.
yeah. Yeah. And last night I was thinking, um, one time you asked me about getting this into China, and I
Uh-huh.
was thinking of um, this one young woman. I'm going to see if I can connect with her,
Mhm.
and she lives in China, and
Okay.
so maybe through her that can happen. So
That will be very nice if,
I
you know,
know it would
that
be.
will be very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Even I think in Korea already you are connecting, right? I
Yeah.
remember a parent came, yeah,
Through
a
the
parent came.
uh, Universal Peace Federation, I
Mhm.
can connect with lots of countries.
Yes, yes, that will be very nice. That if we have, different representatives from different continents,
Yeah.
and then they can over, work for under them, so that will be spreading the work, the
Right.
network.
Yes. Yes. I have one person who is my European representative. She's in Romania,
Wow.
um, and you are in Asia,
Yeah.
and so, and I'm here.
Yeah. So that's very nice, and we can connect to each other, three of us together, and think of more plans.
Yeah, I will.
And
I've had 2 Zooms with her, so, but I'll arrange one with the 3 of us. So
yeah, that will be great. So we can hear that what work has she been doing, and what ideas he has to connect.
right, yeah, yeah, sounds good.
It's such a pleasure to be here after a long time. And actually, the more I told you, the religious days were going on, and luckily I
Yes,
got a chance for a vacation also, Miss Karen. I went
I
for
know.
a little break.
It looked
Luckily,
beautiful.
yeah, I shared the pictures, and the church was so beautiful where I went. It's a beautiful church, and so
Nice.
even the time when the British was, in India, so it was
Right.
British in that time. They constructed that such a beautiful uh, church. So I shared with you and other of my friends.
Yeah.
So it was, a little bit of boosting days that I felt relaxed over there
Very
because of the night.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Very glad.
Okay, so then
So,
shall see you in the next show on
okay.
Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah,
So we'll,
next week, I is when I have that other guest coming on.
wow.
So,
Wow.
okay.
So I will be there. I will be
All
there. Let
right. Sounds good.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Take care, man. Okay.
Okay, you too.
Okay. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.